Welcome back to Turtles in Time. So where will our heroes end up now?
It could be anywhere. Could be somewhere else in the past. Could be somewhere in the far, far future.
Welcome everybody to
2020.
Yay!
Where it's a dystopian and harsh reality, which I'm sure they were just exaggerating about that being what 2020 was like.
Alright, so in 2020 there's big roads and there's neon flashlights on everything and everything looks futuristic and shit. Yeah, this was a magical time. Sorry, go on.
The fun thing is when we originally did the arcade version of this game, I think that was back in is it 2016? I know it was before 2020.
Yeah, it was like 17, 18, 16 maybe, I don't know, I'll have to look.
Oh yeah,
God,
this is what 2020 was like. Hoverboards and enemies coming towards you, and city towers that looked like so they all end in a sphere at the top.
Yeah, the thing is, everybody, back in the 80s, there was, for those of you who are young, I don't know, back in the 80s there was this thing where for some reason people making movies and video games were under the impression that, oh, in 20 years there's going to be like gigantic, amazing, futuristic shit like flying cars and shit.
Okay, to be fair, back in the 80s, stuff like, 2020 was like 40 years into the future, or 30-ish. So, I guess I could get them being optimistic. And to be fair, from just the year 2000 to the year 2010, we have seen massive upgrades in technology, so I guess the idea that we could get advanced technology in that time wasn't too far-fetched. That being said, it is funny when, a lot of these futurist stories suggest that, oh, this was going to be like this or that.
Face the wrath of Super Krang!
Oh no, Super Krang! He's thicker!
Yeah. That's a lesson for you, writers. When you're posing some kind of future year, just keep it vague. Don't commit to a year.
Well, who knows? Maybe by the year 3000, we really will be taken over by...
or at the very least, choose a year where, okay, by the time this year actually comes, I'll be dead, so whatever.
Well, I'm guessing maybe that was the case for some of the writers, honestly.
Like, I always liked it what they did with the classic Mega Man games, where, like, the first 3 or so, they did the 2000X, but then by the time we got, like, the 4th, or I think it was the 4th, they started doing the 20XX thing. So I'm guessing at some point somebody at Capcom thought, you know what, we may need to narrow down less a time where people start making robots that shoot bees. So...
I'm sure we'll be so disappointed if we don't get that by 2100.
Yeah.
Because
so where does it?
The 20XX.
So Capcom, where does this Mega Man game take place? Oh, in the year 20.
I mean, in the NT Warrior game, that was like the year 2000X or something.
And now we're in the year...
the devil, now we're in the year 2100. Sorry, 2100.
Yes, and in the year 2100, everything is mechanical, apparently.
Everything is chrome in the future.
And apparently Earth now looks like Mars?
Okay. I guess the idea is that we're on a space station that's on Mars.
I guess.
Oh my god, I just realised the Turtles have somehow ended up in Red Faction.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna make that joke.
Seriously, they're on a space station on what looks like Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Although there's a red planet over there in the background, so who knows?
Could be another one. Oh.
Alright.
Cute.
Oh look, there's R10.
Shuttle.
I love how every single wall has the term R10 in it.
Also, was that April I just saw?
Yeah, April. Basically, April in this game kind of works like a power up of sorts, like where she gives you extra health, basically.
Right, I forgot about that detail. Yeah, she technically didn't get kidnapped, I guess.
No, she did not actually. It was Lady Liberty that got kidnapped. Okay, yeah, Shredder and Krang have a thing for kidnapping the Statue of Liberty. They did this in Hypersonized, this game, and Shredder's Revenge. In Shredder's Revenge, they do it too. Like, goddamn
So,
Shredder, what do you have against Lady Liberty?
So I guess in this case, April really is just giving her. She's just giving us her support.
Oh yeah, that's what. Again, don't worry, Joe. When we start TMNT Shredder's Revenge, we're gonna get the best payoff for that.
I do like how the music for this one is essentially a hyped up techno version of Pizza Power.
Mm-hmm. Pizza Power. Ding, ding, ding. I was so happy that they were able to keep Pizza Power in the arcade version of this game on the Colonel Collection, because like for the TMNT theme they had to record an original version, like an original remix of their own, like the Shredder's Revenge did, because apparently Nickelodeon has a problem with people using the original version. I don't know. But
maybe do the creators, Dennis Brown and especially Chuck Lorre, charge too much for that version?
Are they even still around? I don't know if.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's them. Who knows? Like I guess it's kind of like this.
I mean, nowadays Chuck Lorre's known for making stuff like Big Bang Theory and the like. So
Sure. But I'm glad that apparently Pizza Power is not stuck in copyright, so they were able to include it in here. Cool.
Pizza Power, the iconic theme of the 80s series.
Well, technically, the iconic theme of the 80s series was, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Pizza Power was actually part of a side thing. Basically, there were a lot of events involving the Turtles, stuff like a lot of people talk about the Coming Out of Our Shells tour and the Turtle Christmas thing, but there were a shit ton of other stuff involving the Turtles, and Pizza Power actually came from a special CD that was recorded that had tracks that were inspired by the franchise, and one of them was Pizza Power. And for go on, sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually thought Pizza Power was the name of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme from the 80s thing, which I always sound weird because I don't recall Pizza Power ever being a part of that, but I assumed it was just one of those songs that had the
no. Pizza Power was never in the show itself. It was just on a special CD, but Konami decided to use it in the arcade version of Turtles in Time. You shall heads are dead.
Whatever you say, Krang. But so the theme I was thinking of legit is probably just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, they literally say that, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's literally the most used verse in that song, so I'm pretty confident it's that.
I hope for this show they changed the theme song. I know it's like.
I thought they already did.
Wait, does Rise reuse the 80s theme?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. To be fair, didn't the 2003, 2012 versions have their own unique songs? So
the 2012.
The 2012 version was a remix of the 80s show.
Oh, was it?
The 2003 is the only one to have its own unique song.
Yeah,
Sure.
TMNT at the minute seems to have the same issue with
Power
Rangers, and that. Yes, I get it. Go Power Rangers is awesome, but I think even the later Saban and Disney era managed to make their own unique themes in space, or a couple of exceptions aside.
I get the feeling. I get the feeling when these songwriters look at potential songs, they really get to the point where we just can't top this one.
No, okay, Pedro. Imagine if the Pokemon anime just kept reusing the main theme.
Oh, sure, sure. I understand that. Trust me. I like if they keep making I'm just trying to make a guess on what their thought process is. Like, I'm guessing maybe they feel like they just can't top the original because they can't think of something that they're confident enough on. Maybe, I don't know.
In the case
then hire songwriters.
I'm not gonna lie. I legit forgot that 2012 and Rise reused that theme. Though I will say this, I find it ironic that for as much as later showrunners like to take the piss out of the 80s series, they certainly weren't too afraid to crib off that theme song from it.
I mean, in the case of Power Rangers, I wonder what happened. Did RPM's theme go down so badly that they were like, fuck it, just do the original theme over and over now?
Well, remember those, I forgot which one it was, but one of the recent Pokemon movies that we watched just resorted to just using a new remix of Gotta Catch 'Em All.
The first X and Y film.
Yeah, because that was the main theme of XY.
Oh, what is it? Okay.
At least in that case, it works because that was the first time they used that since Johto Championship.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2013.
Yeah, so that was fine.
Sure.
2013, 14, I can't remember. And that was the first one to have the music done by Ed Goldfarb, so I guess he wanted to try and bring back some familiarity or something. Then again, he replaced the score, so... I mean, the score of the non-actiony bits is fine. It's just the action bits themselves were kind of lackluster.
And yeah, Krang is a tough cookie because there you go.
There we go.
Oh, I don't think he's going to recover from
that. That all the way home. Let's go. And there we are. And let's go back to the present, finally.
Plot twist, he gets taken off course and he ends up in space and suffocates to death.
Back to the Technodrome.
For reals this time.
Back to 1992. Time for the final Shell Shock. And yeah, the final Shell Shock is just the final battle against Super Shredder.
So he doesn't have to do anything then.
There it is.
So now Shredder can legit just turn into that form.
Turtle soup, my favorite.
Okay, Pedro. Okay, here's what you do, Pedro. Just let him destroy the bridge over him, and then just let the bridge collapse on him, and he'll. There is. I go. Wait. There is no bridge. Shit.
Sorry, we're technically a dock. Like, we're not under a dock. Remember, like, it's kind of like what they do in Shredder's Revenge. In Shredder's Revenge, when you beat Super Shredder for the first time, you gain a trophy achievement called Who Needs a Dock? So, it's a dock. Now, well, the thing is, was when the game started adapting the Super Shredder concept, they made him more proper, have powers and shit, So, and yes, they did, of course, make it so that he doesn't die by having wood fall on him. So.
Yeah.
That's the one sore point of the second movie. Like, you came up with such a cool concept. You even got
Kevin Nash.
You even got fucking Kevin Nash to play Super Shredder. And you completely waste this idea. Fortunately, the games and later iterations did better use of this idea, but damn, such an awesome idea, so wasted.
If I recall correctly, the 2012 series made good use of Super Shredder.
Alright. Your ninja skills are starting to show promise. However, you need to concentrate harder. The normal level is a good challenge for such hard-working reptiles. They're not reptiles, they're amphibians, Splinter.
Actually, turtles...
He's skilled in ninjutsu, not nature.
My point is that turtles are amphibians. They're not reptiles, Splinter.
Actually, turtles are on the order of reptiles known as testudines.
How are they? I always thought of them just as amphibians.
No, they're not. They're not amphibians.
No,
Trust me,
reptiles.
I thought that was the case too, because I was watching the TMNT, the 2003 episode where Donnie is swimming and hanging on for breath. And I was like, wait, I thought he was an amphibian. And I was told no. And then I saw a future episode where Raphael's like, good thing turtles are amphibians. So I was like, see, I thought I wasn't crazy.
Alright, so let's take a look at what we got to beat the game on normal.
Reptiles are turtles, snakes.
Very impressive for such young students. But the final test in your training lies ahead. Again, this was the common thing of Konami games at the time. They refused to give you any kind of satisfying ending unless you played on the hardest mode. And yeah, and you have Shredder and laugh in your face.
Oh.
I get that.
That was Shredder.
Indeed. Alright, so now we're done that, let's actually get into the hard mode.
Hard mode.
Fortunately,
Yes.
fortunately, since in the hard mode you can choose which level you start in, so you can just skip immediately to the Super Shredder battle. Because the Super Shredder battle is actually different if you play it on hard mode. So let's check that out. Thank God for the level select. Replay the entire game on hard mode, my ass.
Oh, you have to wonder people did find that legit fun back in the day because that's how they were
Yeah, let's skip this.
positioned.
Yeah, Technodrome, the final shock. Yeah, we know this. Moving on.
But yeah, like I said, it seems like Shredder has now found a way to control his transformation on the fly.
Yeah, which is weird because he's supposed to use some of the same mutagen that mutated the turtles. That's kind of the whole point of Super Shredder.
I'm
but
guessing
whatever.
the idea is that after the games where he's acquired the mutagen, he's found a way to control the power.
I guess. Shredder's Revenge has him actually use an actual can of ooze, like in TMNT2, so the movie. I mean, so the Shredder's Revenge goes back to the original idea of the concept. That being said, yeah,
So
time
it's
to
like
save
a
Lady
full
Liberty.
DBZ transformation.
Time to save Lady Liberty. Like,
Huh. A TMNT and DBZ crossover.
sure, why not?
Sure, why not? The Street Fighter is happening next month, so why not? Still
So-
the biggest missed opportunity to not have Raphael interact with Alex, considering they're the same person.
So, do you think we're gonna have Shredder teaming up with M. Bison? Or a
Because I know, like, one of the things they're going to do is have Leo form a friendship with you. Raph have a begrudging relationship with Guile, and Chun-Li, and Mikey.
So yeah, here's the basic gist of the Super Shredder boss battle. If he has red fire, that means he's about to send fire for the floor like so. If he's has a blue aura, he throws that thing upwards, and it always misses you. Seriously, what's up with that attack? Like that attack.
I'm guessing the idea is that that's if like you're trying to go for the jump attack. Like, I get the feeling that when he's shooting up in the air, that's when you should use ground attacks. When he's shooting those ground shots on the flames of you, that's when you should use air attacks.
I guess. When his aura is green, he throws a green Hadouken, like so. Yeah. That being said, yeah, just try to like Donnie said in this in some of these strategy guides, try to approach him from the side rather than straight forward. That will make it easier to hit him. Also, my toes. All right.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode where Donnie was constantly yelling, "My toes!"
He'll live.
Ah, look at that. It's a little
Just
the
so cute.
demutating ray. Remember, like if you get hit by this ray in the battle against Shredder in the first NES game, you lose a turtle, which makes that boss really cheap. Which is why it's a good thing that it's very exploitable.
It'd be like if in Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, Cassandra kept going, "My hand, my hand!"
There you go. Bye, Super Shredder.
Oh.
And yeah,
yes.
I lost 7 lives fighting that version. Okay, now can we get the ending now? Thank you. Go ahead, Jova.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the Shredder.
Have they now?
And then the
Yep.
turtle falls over, and then the statue falls over. Wait, Splinter, what are you doing there?
I'm seeing the fruit.
There all along.
But you can't go outside the sewers. People will see you.
I want to see Miss O'Neill.
And there we go.
And
Well,
Hey,
if
he
it
wa-
won't work out.
Hey, he was a human first now.
Yeah,
He's
remember
a rat now, is he?
in the 80s version, he was a human first.
Yeah, he's not human now, is he?
Yeah. Well, remember, Bribs, like, remember the ending of the original NES game that even made you raise an eyebrow, like, you defeated Shredder, now I can turn back into a human, and then he just turns back into a human.
It's like,
Yeah, so maybe he always could just turn back into a human if he really wanted or needed
so
to.
why is he staying a rat? I mean, it's a good job. It's not like in Pan, where a fairy can turn into a human, but then they die after a day.
In the 80s show, by the end of it, Splinter comes to terms with being a rat and decides that it's okay. I'm cool.
It's
And there
like
you go.
Raph's about to fall off the blimp.
Yeah. What happened with Raph's face in that?
It looks like about to fall off. Ah.
And that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo. And now it's time for the cast. Let's take a look at the cast. So we have
Starring
Leonardo.
as himself.
Yes. This cave is creepy, dude. Michelangelo.
Dude, you live in a cave.
Yeah.
Actually, he lives in the sewers. Donatello.
It's kind of a cave.
Well, Leo. Okay, remind me, Dej. If I remember correctly, isn't Leo living in a cave at the beginning of the 2007 movie or something like in the Amazon or something?
yeah, something like that
Yeah.
for training.
Here we have April O'Neil and Master Splinter.
The 2007 movie was just pretty dull.
All right, and
Yeah.
it's more so that the movie seems to be focusing just on plot points, but not the proper setup to set plot points. Where it starts with Leo in the Amazon because he came here for training, but we never see exactly what caused it so that he's apparently screwed up. Like if they had some kind of prologue showcasing Leo somehow screwing up something that makes him doubt himself as a leader, then that would make sense. But no, like we just immediately get thrust into the Amazon and Leo's here for some reason and they explain what is he doing here. Go on.
They needed to do training after that embarrassing dance sequence in the third movie.
Yeah. And in the meantime, all the turtles back at the sewers in New York are being so whiny about I remember back when we fought Mikey's lamenting about the time when we used to fight crime, and Donnie's like, those days are over, Mikey, get over it. What do you mean those days are over? Why are those days over? Like, I feel like there's details here we're missing.
Like, it feels like they were trying to be like the Incredibles.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
My best guess is this. It was partly going to be that, look how washed up they are, given how much of a joke they were in, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time, the movie, essentially. While also conversely being about see, now it's years later in 2007, because, as weird as it sounds, the 2007 film has a ton of indication that this takes place in the same continuity as the first three main movies. So in that case, my guess is the idea was going to be, it's years later, of course they're retired, but now that we're back in the modern times, it's time to bring them back into action, yo.
I guess. And the reason the whole conflict between Raph and Leo doesn't work for me is because we don't really have a good knowledge of why exactly they're mad at each other. Like, I guess it's just Raph being we kind of congratulations, you have completed your training and are now true ninja. Shouldn't be ninjas, just ninjas. Why is there an apostrophe there?
Yeah, now true ninjas.
Oh,
It really should just be ninjas.
Okay.
Splinter needs to lie down.
Thank you for your play. Thank you for your playing.
Okay, you'll have to in terms of being true masters of the TV show, at this point you'll have to wait 4 more years.
Yeah. No, but no. Okay, there's some kind of a brief implication that apparently Raph is jealous of Leo being the leader, because there's a moment where he tells to Splinter, "I know now why you picked him. I know now why he's the better son and I'm not." So there is an impliance that Raph is apparently jealous of Leo's position, but the movie never really elaborates on it. Not to mention what really irks me about that movie is Splinter's response to what Raph says, which is, you may not be my favorite student. It does not mean that you're my least favorite son. Wait, you're telling me Splinter has favorites? No, I'm sorry. My Splinter loves all 4 turtles equally. Fuck that shit.
I don't know,
not
man.
my Splinter.
Are you sure? Because he gave Donatello the stick.
So what? Deji, have you played the original NES game? That stick is awesome. Go watch our playthrough.
Constantly breaks.
Anyway, that was TMNT for Turtles in Time. Dej.
Yeah, it looks like a fantastic game. I do need to go back and replay it because, yeah, I need to know how high Shredder's Revenge rates the bar.
It did.
Yeah.
All right.
Music is great though.
Oh, it is. I mean, you can't really go wrong with 90s Konami soundtracks.
Yeah.
So,
do we know who the composer is?
they were in the credits, but I missed it. All right. Dubs?
I think you can pretty much transplant my thoughts from Hyperstone Heist onto this one, since they're both pretty similar.
They're basically the same game, yeah.
I like the music, so while 2D beat-em-ups aren't really my thing, it looks like a lot of fun.
All right. Jova?
It's a fun game, fun premise. They pretty much do with as you please. And hey, they finally got back in Bebop and Rocksteady. That was a nice plus. Good music. Good music, good visuals. It's all good.
As for it was the composers, the arcade version was done by Mutsuhiko Izumi, and the SNES version was done by Kazuhiko Uehara and Hiromi Ueko.
All right. Yeah, Turtles in Time is a classic. Like, I personally prefer the arcade version because it has voice acting, and again, Piece of Power. I mean, come on, you can't beat Piece of Power. But yeah, no, again, the concept of the time travel is a brilliant idea for excuses for putting the turtles on all these various concepts or levels. So yeah, kudos to that. And yeah, it for a long time it remained the greatest TMNT scrolling beat 'em up. However, it was recently dethroned. So now that we're officially done with all the scrolling beat 'em ups on the Cowabunga collection, time to see the game that pays homage and takes all the great stuff from all these games into one awesome turtle package. Tune in next time, everybody, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
See ya.